Hey girl, hey, I'm Tay Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. You found the right channel if you're looking for ways to find luxury goods at a more affordable price. If you're looking to elevate those basic everyday styles, and if you're looking for simple tips and tricks to look polished and put together every single day. We also do a little dilly-dallying around the Chicagoland area and also the DFW. If that sounds good to you, go ahead. Click subscribe below right now. I'll wait. Girl, go ahead and subscribe below so we can start talking. All right, guys. So today we're talking goals. What are your 2026 goals? I'm going to share some of mine with you in this short video that we're going to quickly do. And I want you guys to share some below with me. Some of like the most important goals or whatever it is that you feel comfortable with sharing, right? I did an outline of 5 different sections, and we're going to quickly run through this, guys, because I don't want to make this a super long video. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Once I kind of took a list of some of my goals, I threw it into ChatGPT. Do you guys use ChatGPT? I have started to use it a lot more lately, and it makes things so much more convenient. So when I threw some of the goals that I have into ChatGPT, the ChatGPT gave me that my 2026 goals. It says this is going to be the year of alignment, elevation, and expansion. And I was like, oh, I receive every bit of it. Every bit of it. Okay, I receive it. I will take it. So like I said, all jokes aside, I listed my goals that I'm going to share with you guys out in 5 different sections. And let's just go ahead and jump right into it. In the career and money section, first thing that I have on the list is to secure a senior level role that aligns with my expertise. And for those that don't know or have never watched my vlogs, I rarely talk about my like my regular 9 to 5 or my profession or anything like that. I have a manager role. However, I am looking to secure a role, of course, that's making more money, baby. But that is helping to grow me professionally. And I think with that, like the role that I'm in now, I have been in for the past, I think 3 years, and I feel like I'm ready for the next step. I'm ready for the challenge. I feel like I have worked my butt off over the years, specifically this year, to be promoted and be to the next level. So hopefully I am able to get to that senior level role at my current job, but we'll see, guys. Next thing is going to be, I want to increase annual income. And what that looks like is through multiple streams of income. So we're talking about like my 9 to 5. I mean, I'm speaking it into existence, y'all. And literally I have a handful of subscribers. But I'm talking about paid partnerships. I'm talking about receiving, I'm claiming so many followers or whatever from Instagram and Facebook that baby, the people is paying me, right? So I do think that in additional streams of income, in addition to like my regular 9 to 5, are extremely important because y'all, I mean, let's be honest, like we like to play hard, right? And in order to play hard, you got to work hard. So that is just something that's going to be like on my vision board for 2026. And we already talked about that promotion that I'm hoping to get. And the next thing on my list is going to be build financial momentum towards long-term wealth. And I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. I definitely talk about it amongst like my younger cousins and people that are interested in things. Now, I'm not going to say I'm a financial guru because by no means am I, y'all. But what I can say is I tend to be able to give like sound suggestions and advice when it comes down to like finances, especially if we're talking about starting to like expand our portfolio, if that makes sense. So one thing that I want to do for 2026 is I want to purchase or make some sort of investment every single pay period. And I'm talking about something separate from our 401ks, right? And I'm talking about something separate from like saving money, because I do both of those each pay period. I'm referring to like one thing that I have on my list specifically is like, I want to buy a piece of stock every time I get paid. I want to invest in, let's say, a money market in addition to my savings or my 401k. These are things additionally that I want to do to just kind of help prepare me long term. So purchase a piece of stock each pay period and open up an additional like long-term financial account. What that looks like, I'm not really sure. We probably have a little less than a week left in 2025. So I definitely need to work on that because I do, within the first pay period or two of the year, I do want to go ahead and get the ball rolling on that. I immediately can get the ball rolling on the stock because I already do purchase stock, but it's typically just like random. But I want to be very disciplined and consistent when it comes down to purchasing the stock. So yes, purchasing the stock each pay period. And I don't have any specific stocks in mind, but that in addition to like opening up an additional, if it's like an IRA account outside of what my employer offers for like retirement, or if it's like I said, a money market, mutual fund, something along those lines. Next thing, relationship and community. I'm going to nurture deeper, more aligned friendships and connections. So y'all, I am a person that I have a nice amount of friends. I'm not gonna say I have a whole lot, but I have a nice amount of friends. Different friends from different parts of my life. And one thing that I do want to work on in 2026 is I want to work on being consistent with our communication, because now that I live in Dallas, I'm not always consistent with the communication. So I do want to work on that in 2026, be more intentional, not only with friends, but also with family, be intentional at initiating the calls, the conversations, the texts, whatever it is that looks like, because I tend to get caught up in just my own bubble. And I'm not going to say forget about other people, because that's not the case at all, but it goes on the back burner, and then you look around and it's like been several weeks and it's like, or months, and you're like, oh, I haven't talked to such and such in so long. Oh my God, let me give them a call. So that is something that I do want to do, is I want to work on, and not that by any means, not that the relationships are strained. However, I want to do a better job. I want to do it better on my part. I want to show up more present and be more emotionally available for my loved ones, because sometimes I have a friend that always like you're very no nonsense. So I can be very, oh, okay, this is what you're doing. Okay, yeah, figure it out. I don't want to be dismissive like that. So that is something that I know, because some people do need additional support, additional love. I'm going to continue to build like my strong supportive circle, because baby, when I say, and for those that are watching, I mean, I just absolutely love y'all, because when I say my people step for me every single time, don't matter how long they don't hear from me, if I forget to call back, if I forget to text back, baby, my people step for me every single time, like never ceases to amaze me. And I want to get into, kind of wanted to get into mentorship with younger girls. So not like teenagers, but like young women, maybe like in early adulthood. Because I do think that I have a lot of knowledge and wisdom to pass along. What that looks like, if that looks like volunteering at, your local boys and girls club, or if I go do a mentorship program through my job, I'm not really sure, but I do want to be able to share like my experiences and my knowledge and my trials and tribulations with other people, in hopes that like I can be of some help and assistance to them. All right, guys. So the next section is going to be personal brand and content creation. Y'all, this was probably the hardest section for me to write, simply because this area is a struggle for me. And I think I have shared with you guys why. I am just somewhat of an introvert or a shy person. A lot of my friends will be like, girl, no, you not. But I really am. So this is still a struggle for me. I struggle with trying to go out in public and record. I'm not super comfortable with taking pictures and a lot of attention being on me, which is, I've shared before, the reason that I started this channel is because I want to get out of that. Like, I'm 40 years old now, and baby girl, it's time to grow up. That's basically how I'm feeling, right? So I want to grow my personal brand into like a recognized lifestyle platform. And when I say that, y'all, like what I eventually want to do, I want to do something. I don't know if this is like an actual title, but I want to do something like, I want to be like an image consultant. And when I say that, like, I would like to be like contracted or brought in by different brands and companies, because I feel like I definitely have an eye for certain things. And what exactly that is going to look like, I'm not really sure. I feel like I'm still trying to filter through exactly what it is that I want. But I want to be kind of like a big deal when it comes down to kind of like, elevating something basic, not your average, or at least not. I want it to be like a niche, where it's like, oh yeah, she has a really good eye for being able to take something very basic or plain to the next level. But that's a whole nother topic. But basically, I want to grow my personal brand, guys. I want to grow my brand and my presence on all of my social media platforms. And that has been a struggle for me, because even though, and I don't know if I've ever shared this with you guys, even though I create content, nobody knows. Nobody, like literally a handful of people know. I have never talked about it or shared it on my any of like my social medias. Granted, the funny thing is I have it linked like in my in my Instagram bio, but I have never shared like at all. But we gonna get there. So I do want to grow that. I want to get better at the content that I am posting, right? So I have consistently post high quality content across all of my platforms. So I'll need to do a better job. Number one, child, when I get ready or even go out, even taking pictures. Recently when my family was in town, I put on some clothes, and I mean, I thought that it was a pretty cute, outfit. And I kind of elevated the outfit a little bit, because I was like, oh, while I'm out and about, one of my nieces that's younger, she was here. I was like, oh, I'm going to ask her to take some pictures. And child, I did not remember until the end of the night. And by that time, you know how it is when you're tired. And I was like, I'm over it, right? So I do want that to be kind of like become second nature to me, to be able to just take pictures. I want the quality and the content of the picture to be better than what it is that I'm currently doing. And if y'all see me looking down, y'all, I have my notes on my phone. So I'm just trying to make sure that I cover everything. Next thing, we're talking about securing the paid brand partnership that aligns with my image and my values, y'all. And what that means is kind of like securing some sort of opportunity for something that I'm actually interested in. I have saw creators like, because it was a brand paying money, where it's like, so I'll use something as an example. I don't have dentures, but I'm endorsing, or I'm doing a partnership with denture glue, a denture glue company, if that makes sense. I want the partnership to be something that is aligns with who I am as a person and where I am going as a woman. Next thing is I want to be consistent. So what I put down was to launch a signature content series. So with that, some of the names that I put together was like elevated every day, luxury on your terms, or life styled. And I just want that to be, and I kind of have been playing around with it, if you guys haven't noticed in my videos, where it's like, okay, how we can take this plain outfit and we can kind of zhuzh it up. And again, I keep pushing that things don't have to be like name brand or designer or luxury items for you to get the look that you want. All right, guys, our next section, lifestyle and personal growth. If you know me, I feel like that's what I'm all about. I'm always about trying to not only like grow and elevate myself, but I love to like encourage and grow and elevate others. People that are in my circle, they probably can really speak to that, because I think that it's just so important to, as you come up, also like you want to elevate like the people around you. And I wouldn't be a good friend, a good, daughter, a good sister, a good cousin if that was not my outlook or opinion. However, I have always been a person that I don't mind trying like different things. I don't mind trying things on my own. I am big on self-reflecting. I feel like that I'm very self-aware. So the first thing that I have is I want to fully embody my soft life era. And what that looks like is peace, boundaries, and joy. Those are like non-negotiables for me anymore. So I no longer want to do anything that I feel like that just does not serve me. And I think that in life, sometimes we do things. I don't know if it's not always because we don't have a choice, but sometimes it's about, we don't know better, or we're doing something for someone else, which, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. But just in moving forward, I just want to do things that I truly like, enjoy, and that just kind of helps me lean more into my femininity, if that makes sense. um we're going to continue to travel because I definitely have travel on Hit Child. But we're going to continue to travel. What I did say for 2026 is that I probably will take less trips, simply because I want the trips that I take to be bigger trips, if that makes sense. Now, we did do a couple of big trips now last year. Went out of the country a couple times, but yeah, we will definitely be doing some travel next year as well. But I do want the travel to just not just be random like some of my trips are. I definitely want them to be intentional. Maintain a strong self-care and wellness routines. When I wrote this, the first thing that came to mind was I used to go, y'all, every month and get facials. I used to go every month and get massages. Since I have been back in the DFW area, I have not done that. I haven't had a facial. Only time I get facials actually is when I go to Chicago. So I don't think I've had a facial since August. And that is very uncommon. When I started like my skincare journey several years ago, that was one thing I started with. I started with facials, and once I saw how your skin, with you having a skincare routine, how your skin will literally transform, it just made me be consistent. However, what ended up happening was the young lady who used to do my facials in Dallas, what did she do? She went and did another occupation. I was going consistently when I was living in Memphis. I don't even think I told you guys that. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, now that I'm back here and I've been back here over a year, I definitely need to start going back and getting my facials, y'all. And I need to start getting my my massage. Not saying that I will be doing them every month, but for sure at least every other month I will be doing a massage, and probably will try to do like a facial once a month. And I am going to continue investing in my personal style and confidence, because how we talked about, I don't like being recorded, the center of attention. One thing that I feel like I've learned over the last year is that it has a lot to do with confidence, and that is something I want to work on. I feel like I got the part that I have down is I feel like I show up looking polished, because I do have that on the list. I feel like that when I do show up, that I have a presence. I feel like powerful, but I want to be more confident and just show up unapologetically me. And it's kind of like those are the struggles that I know that I have and that I want to work on. And the last section, you guys, that we have is like impact. So I want to use my platform to inspire women. Y'all already know that. This is why we talk about like elevating your everyday basic, because one thing that I know with even communicating with like my family, friends, all of my loved ones, not everybody has designer, right? And I don't think it's anything wrong with that, but I do think that it's important for women to show up and be confident and proud of who they are and how they present themselves to the world. So I want to use this platform just to inspire women to just be the best version of you, because ultimately that's what elevating your outfit is to me. You're elevating your outfit, and in return, it's just elevating who you are, because it tends to, you're more confident, right? When you feeling like you look good and you look cute, child, you confident. Let your hair done, your brother, you feeling good. Can't nobody tell you nothing, right? So I do want that to be a main focus. Like when it comes down to my platform, it's just like inspiring women, men, whoever watches the channel to just kind of be confident. And with us kind of talking about the financial piece is also having like financial security and more financial freedom when it comes down to like recommendations or things that we may talk about. I would like to, and I got this idea, y'all, when I went to Afrotech. And not that what I would want to speak about has anything to do with what they were talking about at Afrotech, but I want to be able to like speak or collaborate on like panels or at events or platforms that like number one, align with my leadership, my lifestyle, and like the empowerment or my view on what, you know, just being a woman, especially a Black woman, looks like. And by the end of next year, I just want to be super proud of myself, and not only proud of myself, y'all, but I kind of like want to wow myself. Like, girl, I can't believe you did that. Girl, who are you? Check. Do I even know you anymore, girl? You did all of that. Like, I think that it's so important, y'all, for you to do those hard things. Like, do the hard things, the things that you always thought that like you couldn't do or you were afraid to do it. Like, I want to have a wow year, you know, next year. And what that looks like, I'm sure as the year goes on, it will probably, you know, mold into what, of course, we know what God has aligned. But I want to like wow myself next year. It's more, I mean, it's really more about like just self-development and pushing myself to the limits. So y'all, that was basically all that I had for my goals that I wanted to share with you guys. Of course, you know, I have literally a long list of goals, but to me, those were like most important that I thought was important to come on there and share. Do you guys, at the beginning or the end of the previous year, set goals for yourself? I always do. What I don't do is I don't check on them throughout the year to make sure that like I'm aligning, or like, let's say you have a financial goal. By the end of the year, I want to save $100. Are you making sure that you're on track at some point of the year to get to that $100? If you have weight loss goals, are you checking in? That is a piece that I feel like that I'm missing. So I do think that like me telling you guys, I'm going to come on quarterly and I'm going to, you know, we're going to track our goals and see where we are. I think that's a way of me being held accountable, because it's like, oh, I told these people I was going to do such and such. I definitely want to do that. But let me know if you guys ever or even do like goals for yourself each year. Do you check in? Tell me what some of your goals are. I'm very curious to know. And sometimes hearing goals from other people can inspire you. So go ahead and inspire me. Let me know what y'all think below. If you have made it this far in the video, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am definitely trying to grow this channel and want to take y'all along on the ride with me. I will check with y'all later.